Hello friends, first up we have the More Adventures in Middle-earth trademark bundle. It contains the following: One Slip on the Ring, a common from Tales of Middle-earth; Gandalf, Friend of the Shire, a uncommon from Tales of Middle-earth; Mirror of Galadriel, an uncommon from Tales of Middle-earth; and Shire Terrace, a common from Middle-earth. This bundle comes in foil and non-foil, and if you just look up prices on TCG Player, the EV of these cards comes up to about $2. $2 foil and non-foil. You can also pay $70 to get the bundle where you get one of each, and you don't even save anything. So this bundle's really bad. I would recommend not getting it. Just heads up, like, the point of this video is more looking at things from a value focus, current value, future value, MTG finance jazz, right? I'm not really focusing on aesthetics, so I would not recommend you pay $30, $40, $70 for $2, $3 of value. There is a slight chance this could end up becoming a valuable spec if literally no one orders it, and it's only printed through bundles. The everything bundle, the all foil bundle, all regular bundles. But I think there are better hits just in MTG Finance and in life in general that you don't really need to chase long shots like that. Second up, we have Death is Temporary, Metal is Forever. It contains the following cards: Sir Conrad the Grim, Underworld Dreams, Waste Not, Wheel of Misfortune, and Nekasar the Mind Razor. So if you look at the total value of buying the cheapest versions of just the regular versions of these cards, because this comes in regular and foil, it comes up to $23.65, so definitely bad value because, you're paying $30 for it. By the way, all prices are in American, and I'm mostly using TCG Player, MTG, Goldfish. And a big problem with the Secret Lair, specifically on that front, is Underworld Dreams was reprinted as a common, or uncommon, in Theros Beyond Death, so that really tanked its value. If you look at the lowest foil value copies of these cards you can pick up, it comes up to $42.25, and to me that's just not really worth the effort after you pay taxes, and you have to go through all the effort of selling this stuff, time, fees that other platforms you're using like PayPal or whatever might take a cut of, so it's just not really worth it. So to me, this is like a 4 out of 10. So two cool perks about this Secret Lair. One is you can play all these basically in your Nekasar deck. They'll work pretty well together. Now we enter Goblin Squabblin. It contains the following cards: Goblin Lackey, a uncommon from Urza Saga, puts a goblin into play when it hits the opponent. Goblin Matron, sweet goblin tutor. Goblin Recruiter lets you stack your deck with any number of goblins from your library. Muxus, Goblin Grande, very annoying arena card, very annoying. And Shattergang Brothers, yeah, this card does things. If you look at the TCG MTG Goldfish value of the cheapest regular versions of cards you can get from the Secret Lair, it comes up to $31.05, so not worth getting the regular Secret Lair version for $30. You're only making $1. Foils are very interesting though, because lowest value for foils is $33.81, but very interesting, but Goblin Recruiter and Muxus do not have foil printings, so there is a chance that these could end up being, like $10, $15 foils, just because this is the first foiling ever. Goblin Recruiter has a EDH rec inclusion of 18,000 decks, Muxus 13,000, so not super high, but not low. And essentially, if you're playing goblins, you might want these, and the arts are different enough that they might appeal to someone, and someone might want a foil. Also, Goblin Lackey only has one foiling, FTV Vault at $33, regular versions are $19, so I don't think it's totally unreasonable to think of a foil from this being $25. So this Secret Lair kind of has a chance to get there. I rate it kind of like a 7 out of 10 in my mind. It's a little gamble, bit of a gamble-y, maybe 6 out of 10, just because normally the way I like to do this is I like to buy Secret Lairs where the value of the lowest versions you can find of equivalent cards, gets you at least like 50% over the buy price. But yeah, in conclusion, this is probably one of the stronger Secret Lairs in this summer drop, in my opinion, and it might be worth getting. Also, keep in mind, I forgot to bring this up until now, but every $200 you spend, you get 2 Brothers War Collector's Edition boosters, and those basically sell for $22 on TCG Player, so you get a free, in quotes, $44. So that might help push the summer drop in general ahead, and I think because of that, we can be a little easier with our grading. And to me, I consider this a pickup. I'm most likely gonna get some of these. And if you found value so far in this video, please consider lightning bolting that like button, helps push this content to other people. And if you want more Magic the Gathering and other card game and RPG goodness, grab the Reigns that subscribe button and bell icon to get notified when videos go live. I'm bad to the bones, dun 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 dun, bad, dun 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 dun. This secret lair contains a bottomless pit featuring a skeleton falling into a bottomless pit, Necrogen Mists, reassembling skeleton, Tiny Bones Trinket Thief, big discard commander, and Reach Sanitarium basically makes everyone loot. Very high EDH rec inclusion card at a whopping 98,000. If you look at the regular value of equivalent versions of these cards and going for the cheapest value, the cheapest costs you can find, this secret lair comes into $21 for regular non-foils, not worth it. And if you do that for foils, you come up to $47. But there's an interesting thing where Bottomless Pit and Tiny Bones Trinket Thief, both do not have a foiling at the moment. So, you know, I have a second column in my spreadsheet where I kind of apply the copium filter, and it probably comes out to $43 just because Necrogen Mists only has 1 foiling. So it's probably not going to be worth $27 coming out of this secret lair. And at the very least, like Tiny Bones, a foil from this should be worth 12-13 bucks, just like the normal version. And the same going for, I put Bottomless Pit at $5. Yeah, I think the secret lair is like also kind of thin, but it's also very similar to the last secret lair where there was a bit of a gambling perspective to it, where some of these cards have two of these cards have no foil printings at the moment, so they have a potential to do pretty well out of this secret lair. And Reach Sanitarium is doing very well in EDH rec. I assume part of the reason for that is that it can kill a Thassa's Oracle Demonic Consultation player when they're trying to combo kill the table. So I'm most likely going to be picking up some of these. Again, my bar has been lowered because you get 2 free Brothers War Collector's Edition boosters when you order $200, so I'm probably going to be looking at this and some of the Goblin Secret Lair. The Artist Series Ryan Alexander Lee Secret Lair contains the following: Nemesis of Reason, nice little horror vibe going on here. Gaia's Blessing, this card's worth like $1. Twilight Prophet, got some cool eyeballs floating in the water. Notice some eyeballs are missing out of this Vampire Cleric, though they are in daylight, but I guess they're the Conquistador Ixalan Vampire. World Spine Worm, and a token, but only 1 token. Sadly, we don't get 3 tokens. Would be nice. So looking at 4 regulars, the lowest, cheapest versions of these cards you can get, non-foil, comes up to $26.35, so that is going to be a pass for me. At foils, it comes up to $80. Now, the reason it's so high is the Secret Lair kind of in general has a vibe of either some of these cards have no foil printings or only 1. And World Spine Worm only has 1 foil printing at the moment, and same with Nemesis of Reason. Nemesis of Reason, I believe, is from Shards of Alara, and World Spine Worm is from the second Ravnica block. I think it's Gatecrash. I don't remember off the top of my head. Didn't note it in the spreadsheet. But World Spine Worm is kind of interesting. Pretty low EDH play at 13,000 decks, but it does see play in Pioneer and Modern out of Creativity decks in Pioneer, and I forget the type of decks in Modern. I assume it's some stupid Neoform garbage. No offense. I think like when you apply the copium filter, it maybe is closer to $43, where it's kind of thin, which is actually kind of equal to the other versions, but it's a little less gambly. But that's kind of what I don't like about it, because it doesn't really have the potential to get there and just like spike off necessarily. We know World Spine Worm foils can only really be 36 bucks, right? So that's why I'm not like losing my mind over this. Nemesis of Reason, you know, this isn't a great card, only 17,000 decks on EDH rec. And Twilight Prophets at 28, you know, vampires are a powerful tribe. but it sees no constructed place. So to me, this is like a 6, 5 out of 10 Secret Lair. I consider it below the last two ones we looked at, but you know, if you're interested in it, then you're trying to round out your $200 minimum to get those Brothers War Collector's Edition boosters. We're doing it all for those brocies. Yeah, maybe this is a play. I'm probably not going to be getting any myself though. The Stars Gaze Back Secret Lair. It contains the following: Flamekin Harbinger, Elemental, Pseudo Tutor, puts on top your deck. Omnath, Locus of Rage, big 7 mana Gruul landfall payoff card. Risen Reef, the Simic Elemental payoff card. And Voice of Resurgence. Back in my day, this used to be like a $40 card. Now it just kind of dirtles around. Looking at cheapest versions for regular, because this comes in regular and non-regular or foil, $10, not worth it. Obviously if you like the arts, go for it, but that's not what this VOD's about. If you look at foils, it comes up at 55, but that is deceiving. Like previous Secret Lairs, Risen Reef only has one foiling at the moment, and it's $20. And the same goes for Flamekin Harbinger, and that is from Lorwyn. Omnath Locus of Rage's foiling is $15 cheapest, and since it has other versions, I'm more willing to believe that this version in foil will be pretty close. So applying my copium filter comes up to about like $34. I just can't see Voice of Resurgence foils from this being worth more than $5. You know, the Double Masters, I believe foil version of this is worth $470. You know, the OG one's a little more, but that's just because the supply is lower. Yeah, I consider the Secret Lair pass. It's warm, but it's not boiling. You know, like you're still gonna burn yourself on the pot though, but I would steer clear if you're looking to spec. Featuring the Mountain Goats, this Secret Lair contains 10 mountains. So the cheapest regular versions to find 10 mountains, I put at $1. You can get them for 10 cents. If you're drafting and you're nefarious and you quote unquote forget to return the foils, it's $0. For foil mountains, I put 30 cents, so $3. You probably shouldn't get this Secret Lair if you care about value and, you know, being a value grinder, speculating, or whatever. There's not a whole lot to say. I guess this lair is set in Lorwyn. I kind of skimmed that last quote and went over this. I don't like this Secret Lair. I don't know who it's for. I would steer clear of it if I was you. And lastly, we are going to be looking at the bundles. I basically based off my own value assignments. None of these are worth it, right? Like I've kind of explained through each bundle breakdown how I come to the conclusion of if it's worth it or not. None of these are close for regular, so I would steer clear of the non-foil bundle. And the the foil bundle's just not really good. Also, normally these bundles are cheaper. I would just stay away from it. Like you're minus like 28% profit according to my spreadsheet if you get this. That's referring to the copium value. Or the copium less value, I should say. Yeah, so I think you're better off just selecting some of the foil bundles that made sense to you during this video and get up to $200 and get your Brothers War Collector Edition boosters and sell them for $20. I'd also stay away from the everything bundle. So again, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found value in it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. And you know, gonna shill again, if you enjoyed this and found value, please click like. And if you want more MTG Finance gameplay, I also play some other games like Runeterra, Fear and Hunger, and whatnot, so click subscribe if that's interesting to you, and the bell icon to get notified when new VODs are up, and I will see you soon when Commander Masters 2 info starts dropping.